Hello and welcome to another edition of Small World USA, because I'm going to be flying out of town here en route to New York City. My friend Darren is going to drop me off here at the McNamara terminal, and we have what looks like a subway kind of deal going there, or tramway above ground. Just if we could link our beautiful airport with the downtown area with either a train line or a rapid bus that would use I-94, something on the hour, every hour. Getting people to and from the airport is a good deal. That's urban planning. Anyways, I'm fascinated with these things. They'll move people up and down the terminal quite quickly. I have an early morning flight, but we're going to leave on time here. The plane next door doing a little baggage loading, and we're going to be underway. New York City's like my second most favorite city. My hometown, and where I was born in Detroit, that's my favorite city, but New York is a close second. So every couple of years, I got to check it out. Well, actually, I was a little disappointed because I went on a recent trip a month prior to Boston, and I lost my camcorder when someone decided they wanted it more than I did. But anyways, my camcorder survived the New York trip, and so here we go. The landing coming into LaGuardia, which will be on the north end. It's in Queens, and here we're landing.
Again, sometime in the near future. Thanks for your business.
There's a Trump plane right there. Imagine that. Welcome to New York. Okay, $32, $31, but then there's a $1 service charge or card fee. But that works for 1 week that you can use on the subway or the bus. So that's the ticket right there, 30, 31. Use a credit card, it'll be 32 on your statement. Okay, so now I'm staying at an Airbnb. It's in Brooklyn, but I kind of went to Manhattan first. Oh man, it looked like he had hot pretzels for $1.50 there. I paid $4 at another spot. Okay, well, I'm going to check out Times Square here this Friday morning. It might be early afternoon. It's lunchtime, but I got to get rid of that piece of luggage. It's got wheels, which is helpful, but still. Look at that. Another Donald Trump reference. The timings, I'm running a little fast there. But this is where the ball drops. And so a lot of advertising, a lot of corporate America, the news shows in the theaters, and the news shows on TV. They have a lot of people working the crowd that you can flip them $1 or $2 and they'll allow you to take a picture of them. We'll see superheroes here shortly, but yeah, this is Kinky Boots. That's a show. A lot of people certainly that come to New York want to see a Broadway show. This was new. I had never seen before, kind of like a viewing area there. They had the stands set up. And then picnic tables. I don't recall seeing that before, but certainly if you're going to New York, this is where you'll eventually end up. All sorts of superheroes and princesses and the like, and other characters I'm not quite sure, but the Lion King's still playing. Here's, they have a bevy of theaters. New York is all sectioned off into certain neighborhoods for everything. So you just walk a few blocks and you go from one district to the next. It's kind of fun, but this area certainly is where you would see your Broadway shows. Parking is pricey. You can up to a half hour, $11.83. Yikes. Well, the good thing about New York City is you don't have to worry about having a car and dealing with parking and the hassle of all that. Hey, this chef has his own restaurant here. But yeah, you can get by on their mass transit. I use the subway a lot. Okay, here are the SEALs, but they don't have the Coast Guard up there. I thought there were 5 branches. I'm not sure if it's technical branches of the military or how they break it down. Okay, but just getting a spinorama here, and then the beautiful Chrysler building, and just as pretty, if not more so, at nighttime. You can rent your bike. This is a good thing. Plenty of stations they had for that. I decided to get a chicken kebab sandwich or whatnot. It was just so-so. You can get a lot of... Well, the Empire State Building, here's another... I guess it falls into the Art Deco a little bit. Kind of design, but beautiful building. A lot of little parks. This is a decent one, decent size, but a lot of people were enjoying lunch here on a beautiful Friday afternoon. They even have a children's carousel. Well, I think even adults they allow. I think she was singing in French. These are kind of like reliefs and so forth, but the architecture in New York, it rocks, it rules. All sorts of varieties. It is one of the top cities in the world. London and Paris and Tokyo and the like, but New York, it's in the mix there. But what's nice is it's so close by. Okay, I'm going to take the subway, the D line, and I'm going to try to drop off my suitcase, so I don't have to lug that all over town. But here, going over the, God, it's not even the Hudson River, the channel, but I love this. The subway's above ground here. It's going over the Manhattan Bridge. Okay, and we'll see the Brooklyn Bridge later, but I did the Airbnb, and they got a place here in like South Brooklyn, so we'll check that out. The Verrazano Narrows Bridge, I believe. Anyways, the subway runs above ground. It reminds me of Chicago here. Like they call it the L, but yeah, it runs over the street, and here's the address where I'm at, and some college students had a room, so I just dropped off my suitcase real quick. I'll show you a picture later, but 66th Street and 16th. And it's a mixture neighborhood. It was like Chinese and Mexican and, yeah, and various other ethnic. There were some Italians and a little few subway stops up. It was Jewish. Okay. Dropped the suitcase off, so I'm good with that. So I'm just ready to relax, just take a short little nap, which I did. I think I already took that. Yep. And then I got up and walked to the north end of this park. I wanted to see Brooklyn because I heard a lot about Brooklyn artists coming to Detroit. They were outpriced out of Brooklyn. And I says, okay, is Brooklyn that artsy and whatnot and so done up that they got to go low budget and come to Detroit? But, well, Detroit's got an edge, so that's what they're probably shooting for. But Brooklyn is nice, to be sure. And across the way, I noticed the big white dress. So I'm thinking, oh, yeah, wedding picture time. And, yeah, this is a beautiful arch. We'll take another closer look at the architectural thing in the background. But, yeah, here we go. There's the happy couple. Okay, now to the arch. To the defenders of the Union, 1861-1865. So this is a Civil War monument. That looks like Uncle Abe. Then another fountain. A little water action. Okay, back to the subway. Empire State Building. That's a great landmark for Midtown. Or it's, 34th Street, but it does help you with your bearings. Okay, but you have neighborhoods in Brooklyn, you know. This is Spike Lee. So Dumbo, I'm going to check out Dumbo neighborhood. But yeah, they have a map here. So I'm going to check out this area. I wanted to check out downtown Brooklyn. And it's one of the 5 boroughs in New York, but certainly Manhattan gets a lot of the publicity. And then you have the Bronx Bombers, the Yankees. But Brooklyn should get some love here, too, so I wanted to check it out. So they got a whole bunch of neighborhoods, and I like this idea. So they got them all numbered out. Brooklyn Heights, I'll kind of walk through there. That's where I'm at now, going up Flatbush Avenue. Barclays Center, it's nothing to do with Charles Barkley, but I confuse that in my own mind. Silly me, but it's their arena, and it looks like they have a green roof over here. They got some kind of grass or whatnot up top, but then the rest of it looks like it's steel that's kind of rusted. So I don't know what that's all about. Here we were going to get, well, here's a superhero. We're trying to get a RoboCop in Detroit, but here, hometown pride, Captain America. But we need to get RoboCop. Okay, the New York Islanders play here in the Brooklyn Nets in that arena. It's been there for a couple of years. Here, well, some nice buildings behind. Now this, I'm wondering if it's just they're letting it go to rust or if that's the original color. I'm not sure what the story is there, what they're trying to do with that. Okay, it looks like accurate time. One thing in New York, it's like 8.5 million people. You'll hear emergency vehicles all the time, sirens wailing for this, that, or the other. Here's some young ladies posing, doing their thing, and I think there was a high school nearby that just had recently got out, so it was a nice, beautiful day. Long Island Railroad, I mean, the mass transit is great. You can get there from here, kind of a thing. There is room for improvement. Some of the downtown area, so to speak, still does not have tenants, but then you see these glass towers rising up also. So they certainly still in a building mode. But New York is pricey, to be sure. Rents for apartments and the like, you don't even want to hear what they want for them. Here's a guy hot dogging through the shopping district here. He was holding that wheelie for quite some time. They have some bottle rockets. I always get a kick out of that. Okay, Metro PCS was handing out free ice creams. Free popsicles. There we go, the rainbow popsicle. I just bought a smartphone. I'm doing the $30 a month. I'm finally have upgraded. Before I had a pay-as-you-go, and it was limited as to what kind of bells and whistles. Still, that popsicle, it was a warm day, so it was a good thing. Here's 6 gold teeth for $139. I almost took advantage of that. I'm thinking, how can you beat the price? I'd be looking like Big Daddy, you know? Okay, then they have a run, rock, and roll. It's a half marathon. Here at the municipal building. Yeah, some government type stuff, and maybe the sheriff's hang out here. Ooh, Trump or treat. Now that's scary. That is really scary. There's a lot of sidewalk vendors that set up a table. I don't know how the city works that out. If they get some kind of compensation for that or so forth. But okay, I see this Dumbo and I want to say, well, that's interesting. I want to see what that's all about. We're south and east of Manhattan, kind of like the Little Island. Brooklyn's part of the Long Island thing. Okay, and a lot of places you can get fresh produce and the like all over the place. A lot of little shops cater to that. You won't go for wanting. I love when they have the year the building was built up top. We should continue to still do that. But, yeah, they don't build them like they used to. But, turned out I'm walking down the street, just seemed interesting. And there were plenty of small businesses. This place here had kids learning martial arts. But yeah, I was just capturing some of the local flavor. This I've never seen before, a bumper buster. It looks ugly, but I'm sure it protects your bumper. But gosh darn, what they'll come up with. Oh. Okay, I'm meandering around. I'm not thinking I'm missing the sunset, but it's going to be here pretty soon. I wish I was walking a little faster. Here's an expressway. Plenty of rush hour traffic. Some nice brickwork. Yeah, the first day I kind of figured I'm doing Brooklyn. Here, the Union Garage. It looks like it could use some help up top. So urban planning can be done in every city, but I kind of like to look at what other cities do and say, that looks kind of neat. Maybe we can do it in Detroit. Think of the possibilities. Here was kind of some neat little graffiti. I was looking for where some of the artists, so there's a few artists around here. They decorated that building with some pictures. And then some people had a space back here, and they were doing, artists are unique. They, no two things are alike. They're not the cookie cutter, so. But it's fun when you see new restaurants or fairly new restaurants open. Yeah, and Brooklyn has gotten a lot of press lately, I guess, saying that it's kind of cool. So I'll get to Manhattan, but I just wanted to see how Brooklyn was doing. Here, a little taste of Nashville, and there's probably transplants from all over. They're transplants from all over the world in New York. And this is the entry point for most immigrants. Came through Ellis Island and so forth, but yeah, what a mix and a diversity in New York City. Okay, now I'm going to try to make it to the water, and they have great bike lanes. Really good deal for the bikers, and this was new. I didn't even know kind of about this, but apparently they're not using all the piers, and they made it into public walking spaces and so forth. This boat's hauling, and then the Staten Island Ferry. But if I had gotten here a little earlier, I might have seen the sunset. So I'm kicking myself for that. Okay, Sea Streak. That's what it's doing, streaking. Here, understanding. Somebody spent some money to put up this big revolving thing, and I'm thinking, well, that's kind of neat. But then you start thinking about the word understanding. And that's a strong, powerful word. If you understand something, you have knowledge of it. You have comprehension. You can make educated decisions or so forth by having an understanding of the situation or whatever it may be. But, yeah, little psychological. Yeah, we watch it. It might go at various speeds. It doesn't seem like it was going as fast there. A lot of boat action, and Hudson River is on the other side. I got a map over here. The East River, maybe they call it. Some young kids playing. The red light district. So some of the piers are used for boats. And this one, a floating food forest. So this was like an urban garden. So they're growing stuff on the boat. Here she's doing a little watering. I was too late to take a tour, but they did have those. Now we're playing soccer here. And what a great, spectacular view you have of Manhattan right here on all these piers. They have like 3 or 4 dedicated. Now you can even rent one of these sailboats by the number. I'm guessing that's how that works. It seems that way. Then barbecue. These people were using Kingsford. So a little Barbie on the grill. But they had corn. Oh, they were doing it up. But yeah, there's the skyline of Manhattan. There's the Brooklyn Bridge. So definitely want to catch that. As a kid, we heard about the Brooklyn Bridge. And then traffic on all levels, and then kind of looks like a park up there on top. Okay, made it up to Pier 2. And this is like a recreational one. They had basketball. There were some people playing football. There was handball. There's the Statue of Liberty. Yes. Okay. Things are starting to light up. But yeah, there were several courts there for basketball, so if you wanted to get into a pickup game, you could. Here I was hoping they'd throw the ball around, but they had football there. The Watchtower. So checking. Yeah, my clock was running a little hot. It runs fast. I gotta reset it every now and then. Here, the handball. We don't see this too much. Well, they do it in Detroit, but it's common here. Okay. Little posing going on here. I'm not sure what the whole story was, but it sure looks nice. Certainly with the colors of the sun setting in the background, it kind of matches her dress. You know, a bunch of wooden pilings. Okay, the U.S. flag on top of the Brooklyn Bridge, and it's all like a nice little park area, so there's people that are jogging, people riding their bikes. Then here's Circle Manhattan. That's kind of, I did it once years ago. I thought it was kind of neat. You get to see the whole little island, Manhattan. Take a tour around the whole thing. Then here, like a party boat. And, yeah, down yonder, Statue of Liberty. How about it? 7:30, so it was getting darker a little earlier because I'm further east than in Detroit. Here, I took the D line, but that's the Manhattan Bridge there, and the subway was rumbling across there. You could really hear that thing. That's the New World Trade Center. 77 degrees. It was a pretty warm weekend, to be sure. Here, barge music, I think they were prepping. All right. I'm looking at the cobblestone streets because I think Cadillac has a advertising firm out of Brooklyn, and they seem to shoot video of their cars, and I believe it's through the streets of Brooklyn. It's kind of neat. Well, here they have a thing called Photoville. So that was a neat little thing. I think it was $10. I showed the sign. Okay, I'm right under the bridge now. Then there were a big thing was with the water and how global warming too, the rising sea levels, but just the clean water aspect. It might have been a good exhibit to walk in. Several photojournalists doing their thing. So outside of it, they had some pictures, which I was able to capture for free. Or I could have jumped this little white picket fence and gotten in for free. But they had some kind of video presentation, and it was well attended. Yeah, this was kind of a fun thing for me to be checking out Brooklyn like this. This was virgin territory for me, which I always think is the best. Things that you've never seen, you're exploring for the first time. More emergency vehicles and a whole string of them here. It's not an uncommon sight, but it all, with the terror thing and all that, anytime you see a vehicle, you kind of question, or it's in the back of your mind. But with so many people, there will be emergencies and the like, so after a while, you kind of get used to it. Here, another party boat. The East River Ferry is just blowing their doors off. Okay, another wedding. Well, and then a carousel in the background, but it was closed. But yeah, weddings are great photo ops. So here, beautiful restored building, and there's like a home furnishing store on the lower level. West Elm. Looks like they got some nice stuff. And boy, they had trains here at one time. Okay, this is the Manhattan Bridge. There's the Empire State Building lit up. And here's a cool bottle rocket. And a lot of older buildings retrofitted here for like apartments or artist lofts or whatnot. A lot of that's happening in Detroit. Dumboville, or Dumbo, but lunchtime under the archway. This is the Manhattan Bridge, but look, check out the music. This was interesting. How neat. But there's the website, dumbo.is/happening. Cool space, though. Wow. Big wrench there. Yeah, you can take your bike on the Manhattan Bridge. Yeah, there were a few galleries, so I was kind of getting into the artist area here. And there's some restaurants and bars. It is kind of a hip area right around these parts. I didn't go up and down every street, but you kind of can get the idea. Oh, the artistic barbed wire. That's always a nice touch. But then across the way, a little graffiti action, a little subway action. Here's Dumbo. I will explain it all for you. Do a little speed reading. It's down under Manhattan Bridge. I forget what the last, I showed it somewhere. But, those people with acronyms, they'll do it up. Okay, Comcast. This show airs on Comcast. And then Kathleen, I meant to write you a letter for a long time, but she said that she lives in Taylor, and she gets to watch the show on WOW. So that's interesting. How cool. So my show, there might be more viewers out there, but thanks, Kathleen, for watching. I still got to write you a letter back. I always say, like, once in a blue moon, I hear correspondence from a viewer, but she wrote me a nice letter. She's been watching for years. Remembers back in 1996 when the Olympic torch relay went through Dearborn and Dearborn Heights, right up Telegraph. So that was one of the earliest shows that I had ever done. All right, here, right around, what do they call this plaza? I'll show it here shortly. Rockefeller Center. Beautiful gold statue there. This is still the Comcast building and the NBC building. Comcast bought NBC, so but across the way, Today's Show airs their things, so a lot of times they'll peek through the window so people that are standing like where I'm at could get on TV quite possibly. So they always seem to attract a crowd for that reason. You can take the horse carriage rides. Here's a front view of the Gold Dude. And beautiful building it is for sure. Believe in the supreme worth of the individual. And I like this here. And in his right and her right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I love that. That's what we should all be doing. Being in the pursuit of happiness. Sure, have a good life. But, yeah, it's hard. I'm happy here in New York, I'll tell you that. It's just such a wonderful city. Here, Lego has a store, and of course, everything that they have is, you can make it out of Lego, because they're doing it here. A big office building there. Nice waterfall or park thing there going down. A lot of beautiful churches. Here was my $4 pretzel. It's like, ugh. It is pricier in New York, to be sure, and you have to be aware of that. But I think those vendors are flexible in what they charge, or maybe based on the location they're at. Here's a popular sculpture. And a lot of advertising. And, if you're anybody or any whatnot, if you're a big boy, or think you're a big boy, you have to have a presence in New York. So all the upscale type shops certainly have their thing going. We'll check the time again. I'm pretty close to Rolex time there, so I'm not too far off. The Monkey Bar, I love that name. Okay, all day special. $16.99, that's just not for all day. That's just for a half hour any part of the day. Yikes. I think that's the Hemsley building. I thought at first it was the Grand Central Station, but no. I got, these things are great. Jarritos from Mexico. But I got a huge burrito. And, I'm doing some window shopping here. And then, I think we're going to have an Apple store in Detroit. Isn't that what they're talking about? We got a Nike store. How far can Apple be behind? But they got all sorts of upscale Apple stores in New York. Father Time. Oh, Trump Tower. I had to see this. It's not lit up at night. They had a police presence outside one car, but yeah, this is his crown jewel. But it is open to the public. Yeah, there you go. 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. So I was a little bit late here. There's the police car, always on guard. Then down to the subway, they were doing some work. You didn't expect, to hop on that. But anyways, boy, that was a long day for me, so I slept very nicely. It's Saturday now, but I'm not getting a start till it's after 11. Look like that's the Veronazzo Bridge there. But, okay, this is where I slept. Didn't have the most privacy or whatnot. There were two, college students, and they each had a room, but they kind of rented the bed out there. So that's what that was the accommodations. But it was $27 a night, and you're not going to touch that anywhere near. So I'm doing the cheapy thing, but it worked for me. All I need is a place to get a little sleepy time. They must have been Bush fans. I don't know what the deal with that was. Okay. Here, the streets are numbered grid pattern, but that's my stop that I get off at. And I'm going to take the subway back up and go back to Manhattan. So it's about a half-hour subway thing. And if you get into town and ask them for a subway map, they'll do it. Okay, the D line runs all the way to Coney Island. I'll show that, but you'll have to wait a week or two. But yeah, this is the way I'm going to do it. The D line. Mass transit, they have it. Well, not a great shot, but I'm looking. This is the side lot of where I'm staying here. So nothing too fancy to be sure. Chinese food could have been had if I had the hankering. Some papers in Chinese. Lucky, you see the Lucky, a lot of businesses named Lucky. I'll show a few more. Well, here's another one. Lucky Auto. They have themselves a Chevrolet with a black bumper. Old Trek Avenue, I think this is. But yeah, the subway, it's elevated right above the whole thing for quite some way. But this is the closest station, so it was just like a 5-minute walk, to the new Old Trek Avenue station. I could go to Coney, which I will one day, but this time, most times I'm going to head north to Manhattan. Now I want to check out Harlem and then Yankee Stadium, because Yankee Stadium's been rebuilt, or they built a new one. So it's the Bronx up north. One of the 5 boroughs along with Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Staten Island. The only city I think that does such a thing is boroughs. That kind of makes them unique. Okay, going across East River. Going to get off at 125th Street, which would put me on like the main east-west street for Harlem, and not too far down from where I got off the subway is the Apollo, and there's artwork, and we're going to see a lot of sidewalk vendors, all number of things. It's capitalism at street level. Okay, that's coming up, a comedy show, but here are some people congratulating. They had auditions for a show. Okay, I wanted to step inside the Apollo and get a glimpse of the stage and whatnot, but they had the auditions going on and they were closed to the public. So all I'm showing you basically is the lobby, but a ton of stars certainly have performed here.
Yeah, but basically it's just for good luck. Before any performer gets on the stage, they have to rub it. If they don't rub it, they automatically get a boo from the audience.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Oh, whoa. Well, I was just getting schooled there. I was asking. It's good luck if you touch that, like the tree stump thing. And they had a thing for the debate, which was going to be on Monday, 2 days from now. But look at all the stars. James Brown, Louis Armstrong. Okay, James Brown again. Prince. Patti LaBelle. Well, you can pretty much read as well as I can. Smokey. So a little Motown influence, to be sure, but they kind of have like a Walk of Fame kind of a thing. But yeah, that is on my bucket list, though, to actually see a performance. Unfortunately, there was nothing that they were having till Monday. Okay, ApolloTheater.org is the website. I bought a T-shirt there for $25. That was my American apparel. But Look at this. This hotel is kind of neat. And then some colorful clothing. Yeah, a lot of people here Saturday morning, hustling and bustling. Yeah, Harlem is another great neighborhood, but yeah, you're not going to find, the rents are still quite pricey in Harlem too. And there's not a lot of urban blight or whatever. Certainly there are. I'll show a few buildings where some work can be done, but you're such in a great area. Okay, Uptown, Po' Boy, Fish and Grits. You can kind of get an idea. It's kind of like a rally area over here.
Shout out praise. Come on, shout out to God with a voice of triumph. Harlem. We serve an awesome God. Amen. Amen. I want to take this opportunity to thank Pastor Terrence Kennedy. Anybody got some challenges? Well, I want to just share with you this afternoon from this thought. If it doesn't challenge you, every one of us has a mountain we've got to climb. Every one of us has a challenge we've got to endure. But the Bible says we may endure for a night, but joy is coming in the morning.
Well, there were a couple murals here, and then these ladies here were applying a clear coat to help protect it, because they had been done. I think it was about a decade ago that these murals had been done. All right, a lot of shopping certainly to be done. If that's your gamut, you can, any price levels and so forth for the shopping and negotiating and bartering and all that you can do it. Yeah, this is kind of the heart of Harlem. And that's a big neighborhood to explore too. Here's like a rally.
Time that we living in, we all coming and going. We all entering this world, we all leaving this world. You know that? What's that old saying? They say every time a person, but the earth, what? The earth abideth forever. The Lord said the earth abideth forever. So let's.
Okay, then a little further down up the street, I like this mural. This was kind of neat. So, like life-size head portraits, but then a different body that they're put on. Or, anyways, it's kind of a neat trick or whatnot. Some music stars. I think that was James Brown. But yeah, a guy invited me inside to have a drink. So I went inside and his buddy pulled it up. You know, everybody with these smartphones now, he was able to pull this up and say, here we go. When it was done, I was asking, when was this mural done? Because there wasn't a date on it. But here's different things. And then it explains, if you can kind of read that quickly.
Very cross the Brooklyn Bridge and cheesecake. Bring back the days.
Okay, maybe in 2012.
This, I think he has the best writer around.
Paul Dio. All right, some philosophy here by someone anonymous. Yeah, but this was a neat little club. They did a brunch kind of thing. It was warm enough. The windows were all open. Black Panther Film Festival. Wowee. So a little cinema here. But there's so much to see in New York when you're... I had spent 3 nights. So, but you just gotta... To me, it's like you just gotta keep walking because... The more you walk around, the more you're going to see. And okay, oxtails, fried chicken. Yeah, you can get the soul food thing for sure, the real deal. Yeah, here was a good place for it. Jacob Restaurant. Right on Frederick Douglass Boulevard. This street runs north-south. There's a Malcolm X Boulevard. And now I'll get a look at some of the, they call them brown houses and so forth, but these tight little buildings with the steps, they all have, like 10, I didn't count them, about 10, 12 steps to get to the first level. This one here is for sale. Then a church in the mix, right in the middle of the block. But each building slightly a little different with a little different paint scheme or brick or whatnot scheme. Little green landscaping there. Yeah, it's always good to get off the beaten path a little bit and check out the hood. And here a prominent church, certainly. And they have an English and a Spanish mass. Also show, I believe, a Catholic church that has, in the neighborhood I was in Chinese. But I have close to 2.5 hours of video, so I get 1 hour here in New York City, and then I'll still have another hour and a half. Here are a couple places certainly need some work, and now maybe somebody bought that one and is in the process of rehabbing. Across the street, a building that's boarded up. So not all these places are, going full throttle 100%. Some of them need some work, but certainly a tidy kind of or a tight-knit neighborhood. Little decorative iron grating for the fire escape. To park your bike. Then they had these periodically. I thought they were like post office things, but no, you're fire and police. Well, here's another nice fire escape. And then some beautiful buildings. Denny Moe's. Well, my name's Dennis, so allow me to take a shot of Denny Moe's. Okay, if you want to go uptown, you can do that. I use this subway card constantly. And this phone actually worked. I got a dial tone. God's blessing right there. Press star 10. Need help finding a job? Press star 12. Interesting. Okay, off to Yankee Stadium. And the subway stop is called as such, Yankee Stadium, 161st Street. The Yankees weren't in town. It would have been something if they were playing. I would have tried to have checked out a game, but anyways, they were off elsewhere. I think maybe Toronto, but anyways, I still wanted to see it from the outside. Now they tore down the old Yankee Stadium and built this one. The old Yankee Stadium, I guess, was to the left, or a little bit to the west. And this might have been a parking lot, and then they built the new one. Uber, it's crazy. They have Uber pickup stations, so if you want to go to the game, I would imagine traffic's kind of hell on a game day. Here, Babe Ruth Plaza, I was getting a little history. I like baseball and so forth, and as much as I hate the Yankees, I have to admit, Babe Ruth, he's kind of a lovable kind of home run hitter, he's the Babe, so I'll cut them a little slack and allow myself to give credit to him. Credit is due there, so. But, they kept kind of like a little bit of an old school look, but quite prominent to be sure. And then across the way, which I think was the site of the old stadium, they have a football field, a track. So, Babe Ruth, I'll give that, but I love to hate the Yankees, though, more than any other team beating the Yankees. That's the way to go. It's, But still, kind of get the lay of the land. So if the Tigers do come into town sometime, I'll have to check the schedule out early in the year and make those plans. All right, a skate park nearby, so some youngsters were taking advantage of that. And easy access to the subway. All right, some past Yankee greats, and then they have a few souvenir places where you could pick up apparel and the like. Here, a tribute to Roberto Clemente. He unfortunately died doing humanitarian aid. That was sad. But, okay, Yankee Tavern. Fat Tire. I'm going to check this place out. And lo and behold, I get in here, and Michigan is playing Penn State. And it was like, okay, this will work. I can have a drink and watch this game. I'll give this place a little credit for showing U of M. Okay, no score, but that changed right there. Put up 6. Some of the bar patrons were a little upset with me. I says, no, I'm a Michigan fan. I was catching the Michigan game. But some people, I'm cognizant of this fact. And that's why I have the black thing. I had to rewind the tape and say, no, I'm not getting any of you guys in it. I was just catching Michigan. No, we don't care about Michigan. I don't know if some of these people are wanted by the law or not, but I was showing the game, and maybe a portion of the back of their heads or something. But anyways, little close call there. I could have gotten beaten up. No, not actually. They were real pleasant. I talked to them later, and the people were real nice. But here's some past. Jeter, we know of him. He's a Kalamazoo kid. Yeah, they were in Toronto for a 3-game set. The good thing about this bar would have been jam-packed if the game was on, so at least I was able to walk around here and got great service and was able to check out some of the photographs they had. There's the Babe. Okay, well, yeah, you can see here how the stadiums were going. It was the proximity and yeah. Anyways. Okay, still back to the game. U of M just went on a tear here for a little bit, and it was like every 5 minutes it seemed like I was getting up to show another touchdown. And so this is 20-0 pending the outcome of the extra point. Yep, this is the Bronx. And yeah, it would have helped if the Yankees. I was actually, believe it or not, I was rooting for the Yankees because that would have kept Toronto down, and maybe the Tigers could have gotten in. So there are those brief moments where I will root for the Yankees. God, that looks like another score there. Yep, the referee signaled touchdown. 27-0. Okay, the McDonald's, yeah. Mickey D's, Michigan, #1, right? The M? I think that's what that stands for. They're all Michigan fans. Okay, that's going to be it. I'm going to run out. Boom. This is going to stop. The tape ran to the very end, and we'll get a little snow and then a blue screen. Okay. So I have maybe 30 seconds left. So I can do a disclaimer. I've been meaning to do this for a while, where I just say anything that I say cannot be used against me or something like that. I don't know. It just means that I didn't sleep at a Holiday Inn last night. So for me to pontificate about this, that, and the other and think it's I have everything right. Not the case. I'll be the first to admit I make mistakes all the time, but I just don't have all the time to go back and make corrections when I blabber on something and just don't have my facts right. But anyways, that's it. We're going to call it a night. Good night.